Today we're going to go over a proven way to make real estate investing more profitable and easier for you. At the Cash Flow Company, we always talk about the two pillars to make real estate investing easier and more profitable. That is finding great properties and then able to buy them and get them done, meaning the money side. So let's go over the path that most successful investors on the money side take care of how they handle business to make sure they're always in the game. They're always making money instead of chasing money. And this all comes down to 25 years of experience of lending only to investors. And we see now, and even in the past, about 30% of the deals that fumble, have some issues, go through some problems, all come down to one thing. They don't understand in real estate investing that time is money. Time to get your property on the market and making sure you hit the market at the right time, meaning you planned on hitting it during spring because that's the best selling season, but you missed it by 3 months. You plan to get it done, the property done in 2 to 3 months, but it takes you 6 or 9. We want to make sure that you have the ability, you have the tools to get the project done as fast as you can. Make sure you hit the timing because it all comes down to money in your pocket. Do you understand on a typical deal, every month that's delayed, it's about 6 or 7% of your profits out the door. So if you delay something 3 months, there goes 20% of your profits. And just imagine when that goes 6, 9, and 12 months, because we see that all the time. We see people taking a project that should take 3 months and going 6, 9, and 12. And that can be corrected very easily. And the people who do this correctly, who make the most, who have the less stress in this business, make sure that what we call your money bucket is set up. That is available funds to take care of whatever happens. And let's go over what happens on a typical deal like this that goes sideways. When you set up a project or you buy a deal, you have your buy date and then you have your anticipated sale date or when you're going to put it back on the market and get it sold. Between your buy and the day you list it, you have all these dominoes, all these things that need to be done in order to make sure you get out the door or back of the market on time. Let's just say, a typical property you're going to buy it, then it's going to be demoed and maybe you have to do the roof and then there's rough-ins, drywall, painting, carpet, all these different things that have to go into your project are all set up as dominoes. As one happens, then the next happens, then the next happens. It starts with pre-ordering, making sure you have the doors, the windows, making sure you pay your contractors up front so you get in line. But here's what happens when people don't have the money on demand, the money that is available to them, not costing them anything, but set aside to make sure a project goes smoothly. They're kind of more in the hope and dream that the lender's going to give them the money on time, that the contractor's not going to go over budget. They're not going to find anything wrong with that fix and flip, that burr, whatever it is. They're hoping that everything is going to go right, that the lender's going to give them money when they need it. And that just doesn't work. It's not real in business. You have to create that cushion for your success. And typically we're going to go through exactly what that cushion should be on each deal. But let's go back to the dominoes. So the dominoes, like I said, if you don't pre-order everything on time, so the windows get there, the doors, that delays people. You don't get paid from escrow on time to pay your electrician. So he has to go to another job because he's a small business owner. He needs to get paid. He needs to pay his bills too. So if you can't pay him on time, he has to go to the next job. And then maybe now he could come back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And what happens there? If you don't have your rough-ins, your plumbing, or any of these items don't hit on time, and they won't always hit on time, but if you're not paying people, if you're not pre-ordering, if you're not expecting things to happen in the property and have the money to cover it, guess what happens? Delays happen. Delays that cost you money. You start stumbling down the steps, as we say, because 1 month leads to 2 months, could lead to 3 months easily. Not only on timing of getting your project completed, but as we say, the timing to not miss your ideal market. Every market has an ideal time to get it, when the high selling season is. Typically it's springtime, but in some areas it's, in the winter where people are moving there, like snowbirds or whatever, are moving to the south. But the majority of us in the US, it's the springtime. We want to make sure we're on the market. But if you miss that, let's say in Colorado, you're not on the market in March, April, May, and you come out in July. Guess what happens? The market decreases, the demand decreases during that particular time because people are on vacation. They're out enjoying the summer. So there's less people buying. Less people buying means you're going to have to discount your property to get it sold. You're going to start stumbling down these steps of profitability. On each deal we look at, it's about 15% profit margin on the after repair value, the ARV, that you should look at for each project. So let's take an easy example of ARV of, let's say, $350,000. 15% of $350,000 is a little over $52,000. That's what you're expecting to make once you sell it. Clear everything off. That's what's going to be left in your account. But if you miss one of these dominoes and you have to reset them up with a different timeline, now you're behind a month, or you don't have the money in time to pay the next domino or get in line because your drywaller was fitting you in. Now they're on a big project that's going to take them 2 to 3 weeks. Now you're waiting 2 or 3 weeks to get them in before you can get the carpets and everything else. So once you have to reset up your dominoes, finding out when your new start dates are for your subcontractors, it's going to delay things. It's going to cost you money. Like I said, every month that could cost you between 6 and 7%. So on every project, if you're delayed 3 months, if you're delayed getting the next deal even 3 months, and you're looking at doing 3 deals a year. In this case, when we were talking about the $350,000 ARV, 15% profit margin, if you did 3 projects, you're expecting about $157,000. You delay a project 3 months, 20% down, $31,000 goes out the door. That's $31,000. Just imagine if you opened your bank account right now and there's $31,000 just sitting there. Nothing to do with it, just sitting there. You can do whatever you want with it. That's what we're talking about here. That money just flying out the door. But more common what happens is that 3 months becomes 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. Then they're just figuring how to get out of it without going bankrupt. This is what kills investors and also stresses them out because they're always chasing money instead of making money. They're always trying to figure out, okay, I thought my escrows were going to cover everything up front, but no, what the escrow company is telling me, the lender is telling me, I have to prepay for everything, get everything started. And once it's done, like, hey, the demo is done. Now they're going to give me the money to reimburse me for that demo. But the problem is with that is if you don't have what we call available money or money on demand, ready for all these things to pre-order your materials, to pay your contractors, either to get them in line, like pay them a deposit or pay them on time so they don't go to another job. All of these little things delay you, take money out of your pocket, create more stress, stop you from even doing more deals. If you were expecting to do 3 deals this year and you can only get in 2. You were expecting to do 6 and you can only get in 3. This is what causes people from rethinking getting into real estate investing because they just don't set it up correctly. When we say set it up correctly, we talk about your money buckets. We see this as such a big problem that we've actually created an ebook and a book to go over your buckets of money because this is what we see that stalls most people. Because if you don't have the right available funds, and typically when we see a project, the minimum you should have available, which means something you could get to, it could be something like cash, personal lines of credit, business lines of credit, HELOCs on your owner-occupied and your rental properties, business credit cards, personal credit cards, and what we also call real OPM. A bucket of money that's available, that's on demand, that's a minimum of 20% of your purchase and rehab, but ideally it should be around 40% or more because you want that just in case money. You always want to have more money than you're expecting to cover anything that may come up, to cover delays in escrow. I've seen it over and over where people were expecting the escrow company to pay them on a timely basis. Now, let's be honest, most lenders want to get that money out the door. They want to get your escrow going, but they still don't work at the speed that you need to make the money. So you have to be able to have the money to get the pre-orders done, to get the escrow going, to have any hiccups that come up from delays of escrow, or you find that you have galvanized plumbing or something like that. You need to take care of that. It's your responsibility as the investor to make sure you always have money to get everything that you need to keep your project on schedule. The closer it is to schedule, the more money that's going to be in your pocket. The less money that's going to go out the door every month for taxes, insurance, mortgage, or just having your property there and people seeing you're working on it and people wanting to maybe break in. So even just saving the time that the property is vacant and sitting there, another great reason that you have to have these buckets of money, your buckets of money in this case, to make sure that you get this project done and done on time. So I really want to know, what are some of the things, and comment below, like, what are some of the things that you've run across that have delayed you, that have put you behind that you weren't expecting? I bet you there's 1,000 of them out there, but most things can be handled by you having the money available. One way or the other, you're going to have to pay for it. So why try to bootstrap it, which means make some money, figure out and do it month by month by month as you get money in the door, or go chasing money, going paying extra money for, gap or bridge lending or anything else like that. It's going to cost you more. Set it up right, set it up front, so you could actually succeed in real estate investing. We want to make sure you're done in 3 to 4 months instead of 4 to 6 months. Time is what makes real estate investing either fun or non-enjoyable. It either makes it profitable or just stressful and really no money coming in. So I want to make sure you create your bucket of money. If you need our help, down below you'll find a link to a free ebook that we offer just to help you start the process. It's a process that may take some time, but everyone can do it. Everyone, even if they don't have a home, they can look at real OPM. Even if they don't have cash or credit, they can look at other options. There's always ways to create this available pocket, this bucket of money for you. You just have to find out what's right for you now and how you get yourself in the best position so you always have the money available. And as you create this pool of available money, pretty soon you're going to find that you can get better terms on your fix and flip loans because you could pay 10 or 20% down and get 2 or 3 points better on the interest rate. Setting up your bucket of money, having these available funds is a key component to making sure real estate investing is easier and more profitable. So remember, if you have a question, just put it in the comments below. We also have that free ebook below. You can just click on the link and we'll catch you on the next video.